So today's topic is all about forms and service that we use within our funnels and websites. So let's talk about it. These are some of the forms that are already created in here. Let's go to this form that we already have. So what we are doing in here is we are going to create a form that is essentially put up on your funnel or website, and you can put up these forms on your WordPress website as well as other hosted websites. So these are like the widgets that you can put up on your external website as well. And these forms are then used to collect the data from the from your leads, customers, or contacts. So what happens is when you put up this form and somebody fills this form, the system automatically creates their contact in your system. So let's create, let me just delete what we have in here. And then, so this is like the blank canvas. And I'm using, right now, I'm not using any theme. So let's start. Let's put up some information. When we are adding elements on the form, we have two different types of element that we can use. One are the quick added that are already created for you from us. They are inside in here, like let's say first name. I want to grab the first name information, the last name information, maybe date of birth, a phone, email address. And you might have noticed when I added the phone, it also added this consent terms and condition in here that is required by most of the countries, not everyone, but most of the countries, that if you want to collect anybody's phone number, that is essentially going to be used to make the calls or to send out the messages, we need to have their consent to send them the messages. So if you guys are belonging to US, in US, there is this law that is called A2P, application to person, that requires us that we need to have a prior consent before we could send them any message. So this consent automatically added, which you can actually delete it by clicking this, selecting this, and then clicking this cross icon. You can delete it, like you can delete the privacy policy and terms of service as well. But whenever you add the phone number in here, by default, it should add the consent and this privacy policy and terms of service in here due to that. But you can actually remove them if you don't like it. Any payment you want to collect, you can add that. Now, this one is for like if you are collecting some sort of donation, because you're not selling a product through here. You are only connecting money. That may be for donation, that may be for something. But this will not trigger any product. Okay. You can add like address, city, state, country, postcode, organization, website, everything in here. Let me delete a few so we can have some of the, whoa. And let me drag this on the top, first name, last name. So you can actually drag and drop these elements according to. Now, these are the elements that I'm asking for them to fill in. And now, after filling in, they need to at least click a button to actually submit it. So this is the button that I have added. When I click on any of these elements, it gives us the properties, just like in the website or funnels, you see these properties on the right side. So exactly like that, when you select an element within a form, it gives you the properties like what is the label. If I delete this, it will change the label that is written on the top of the box. So if I say DOB in here, okay, placeholder, what is written in here, date of birth, I can change it to anything of my choice. short label if I want that, like something. So it will be, this would be the label, and this would be the short label in the bottom of that particular element. What should be the field width? I can tell it like, let's make it 50%. And is this field required? When I check mark this required, that means a person cannot submit the form unless he puts some details in this question. What should be the format of the date? Because that's a date question. I'm asking for date of birth. So let me change at least the placeholder to date of birth. Okay. And if you don't want to make it like required, that means they can leave this box empty, this question empty, and still submit the form in here. Also, you can make any question or any field hidden from the form. Now, if that field is hidden, it will not be displayed to that person who is filling out this form. This come handy when you are like using UTM parameters to fetch in the details that the people are already filling in. So you can use the hidden feature there, the date format, what should be the separator, what should be, you can disable the picker. Now they have to type in the date or enable the picker, and it will open up a calendar for them and they can fill in the date. So these are like the generic question. You have seen buttons, sell products, collect payments, yada, 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 so many things in here. Now, text fields are also there. You want them to add some sort of text. You can add them in here, multi-line, maybe like for the paragraph. You can make the box in here. Now, single line will not be resizable, but the multi-line is resizable according to your preference. You can set that. You can put in the single drop-down question or multi drop-down question or check boxes, radio buttons, text, so many different types of things in here. You can also put in this one. This is particularly a good one, signature. So they have to sign the form. Okay. And images, file upload as well. So if you are asking for them to upload some information in document or picture or any such thing, you can put it. You can tell it that it needs to be what are the types of the file that it needs to upload. Like I only want PDF maybe, or maybe Excel's CSV file or JPG or doc file or every type of file. And you can turn it on or off for multiple files as well. Like how many files they can upload to it, like 5 files, 2 files, you can input the number. If you leave that empty, that means they can input as many files as they like. Okay. Now this is like the generic one. Now let's say your question is, what is the name of your spouse? Now this is not in here, so we can go to the custom fields and we can create our own question by clicking on this add button. So it's a text input that I'm asking, what is the name of your spouse? So I'm gonna select the single line text input. I click next. I type in the question. What is the name of your spouse? And you can tell it where should that information land to. So this question will be part of the contact or within the contact's general info or additional info. I'm telling it needs to be part of the contact. And then when I click save, it will create this custom question, which will be shown in here. Like we have 3 different questions that are already created, like total spend. I can drop that question in here and it is automatically, as you can see, it's a monetary question, so they need to input some money in here. Does this person qualify? This is another question, drop down question. Yes, no would be the answer for it. additional info. We have some of them created in here. You can drag and drop in here. Now this one, till now, we have discussed only the technical part of the forms, like how you can create a form that to collect the information from your leads, customer, or anyone. Okay. You can see this form's preview by clicking on the preview button, and it opens up a new pop-up and basically shows up how your form would look up. Okay, so this is silly. This is like, see, the signature field, does it qualify? Yes, no. Any monetary question like 500, for example. Date of birth, we selected the calendar picker. If we turn it off, the calendar will go up. They have to manually type in, so on and so forth. So whenever you tell the question is, they have to fill that question, it will put up a asterisk in front of the question, so the customer or your lead or your contact will know that he has to fill it. Unless he filled this particular one, he will not be able to submit it. Like, let's say I'm leaving this email empty, and when I click on the button, it gives us the error that I have to input the phone number and email. Those are the two required questions. I can leave everything empty and still it will be submitted. Within the forms, you have this option that you can input the logic. Add a conditional logic. What happens? What should happen if the answer first name, or like, let's say, does this person qualify? If the answer yes, then take them to google.com, for example. Okay. And if the answer, does this person qualify, equals to no, take them to hotmail.com. Now, for this logic to work, we need to make this question required. So they have to fill this question because we have put up a logic in there. If they reply yes, then take them to google.com. If they reply no, then take them to hotmail.com. You can display custom message. You can display disqualify the lead or show and hide a field. So let's say if they qualify equals yes, then I want to show them the signature. Okay. And if they say, does this person qualify? No, I want to hide the signature field. So what will happen is, okay, now let's, sorry, not the integrate. Let's click on the preview. Now what will happen? Let's fill in this form. And let's fill in david@david.com and qualify. I select yes, it shows the signature. If I select no, the signature is gone. So first condition is happening here. So let's select yes, and let's do this line. And when we click submit button, or the button at the end, now the form is, and we came to the google.com. That is what our condition is in here. If we have submitted equal yes, take us to google.com and show us the signature field. If we reply no to this form, and we have to fill in the information. Now we have selected qualify no. Now the signature field is already hidden. Let me select the no, signature field is hidden. And when we click, we should be gone to hotmail.com. So now what should happen is we are at the hotmail.com to the Microsoft site to log into our Hotmail account. Now, since we have submitted this form, it has grabbed this information data. I'm going to save this form and let's go and see what happened in here in the contacts. You will see that this one. Okay, now let's go to the david.com and you'll see that I have submitted the form 2 times. This form is submitted. First thing first. There you go. 1 and 2. 2 times the form is submitted. What are my answer? My answer are here. Also, did I say qualify? No, that is the last entry. So it has my answer in there. And I made this part of the contact. Okay. So that's how you can use the forms. Now, the difference in the form and surveys is basically one very important is on the surveys, you see it pages wise. So we can tell it, okay, show one question at a time. When they fill in that question, take them to the next question, take them to the next question. That happens in the surveys. In the forms, it's one page like this. You have to fill in everything that is required and then submit. In the survey, you have filled one question, then there will be a next button, and you will be taken to the next button, next question, so on and so forth. When you fill out the last question, you'll have the button to submit that survey. Okay, now this particular is the form's technical side. And whenever you select any question, you guys know that there are properties of it that you can set up in here. Now, this one is, do you want email notification to be sent? What should be the subject? Who should the email be sent to? What should be the reply address? Who is the sender name? So if you are sending, if somebody submits the form, you can tell it, okay, respond to that person. Thank you for submitting the form. You can do this through the workflow, but you can do this within the form as well. Okay. Next thing is versions. When you click on versions, so these are the different versions. So this was the initial form that when we started working, that was created on July 30th. Then on 15 October, we created this. Then we created this version. Now in here, the version is different because we were putting up different logics there. So, and this is the current version of the form that we are working to. So if you made any mistake, you can go back to the version and you can tell it to restore the version and it will restore that particular version in there. The next thing is you can do undo and redo and style and options. How should the form look? Should it be one column? So this is one column. The questions are linearly downward movement. They can be like this way, side by side question, or should they be like this? What should be the layout? How they should look? Do they look like lines or do they look like boxes? Probably like this, looks better. What should be the width of the form? What should be the field spacing between each of these fields? How much gap should be? What should be the label width? Label alignment. Where should that label be? If I say put it on the left, okay, let me do it. Label alignment. And what should be the size? Now we have set it up form padding, and you can like change it, like let's say 100. So here you see 100 space is added on the left side. So let's not just mess up this one. Should we show the labels or not? Labels are like the headings on the top of the question. Should we show it or not? And what should be the colors of the background? Like this is white, I can tell it make it red. For example, I'm very bad with the design, sorry about that. So what should be the font color? I'm telling it make it like the green. Yep, and input background, I'm gonna make it purple. So here you see the font that would be displayed. Now this looks really bad, but essentially I'm trying to show you, you can input the colors. Now the form would look very different. The font color that we have, okay, something, 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 you know. So design part is you can drop in the background image to this. Okay, let me reset these ones. So this is the input background. Yep, make it font color. I need to make it black. Yep, and this color, the background color should be, okay, let's just make it very light color. Okay. You can input, if you have put up any headers in here, you can put in that image as well. You have some miscellaneous setting. Yeah, you can enable our logo from there. You can like change everything about that, about the form in here, like input field, how they look, how the label look, how the short label look, placeholder, and if you want to use some sort of custom scripting using the CSS, you can input that code in here. That will be applied to the whole of the form. That those scripting are normally used to block the bots that are filling. You can also use the themes that are provided to you, and you can, like, let's say if we select this theme, it will change the whole form like this. We can use the option what should happen when they submit the form. What should happen? Okay, now this one in here, because we use the condition in here, so it's not gonna say the thank you message, it's gonna redirect. But if there was no condition, when they submit the form, it will gonna say thank you for taking the time to complete this form, yada, yada, yada. You can change this message with the formatting and everything in here. What should be the message styling that is gonna be displayed on what should be the font color, any pixel ID. Facebook pixel ID is used to track your leads. So you can input those ones in here as well. And it will track them and it will input the data in the Facebook pixel lead manager. You can also use it, Facebook pixel events action in here. What should happen on form submit? What is happening? You can tell it. And is there a form setting sticky contact? Now this one is particularly important. So if I turn on the sticky contact, it will, once I have submitted this form in here, let me just refresh this. Oh, I haven't saved it, sorry. Let me save it first and then refresh this. If we turn on the sticky contacts here, you would see a few of the details are already there. If we turn off the sticky contacts, those details that it captured won't be there and the person has to fill in the details again. Compliant font. So this is for the European compliant. If you want to enable that, or you want to enable the time zone, if there is a question that is relevant to time, you can enable the time zone and it will capture that. So these are your styling option for your form. This is how it would look up, and you can like do this. Okay, so since nobody joined, so there are no questions, but the forms are basically like this. You have understood the condition in here. Display custom message if they answer like phone number like this, and then else you can add multiple conditions within here, like if they answer yes and they answer single line this one to something, then do this. Otherwise, so you just like the workflows that we discussed in the automations, you can put up multiple conditions. using and or condition or different types of condition in here. And here, very important message in here, the conditions that you create in here goes like this. If the first condition is fulfilled and it is conflicting with the any condition down below, the first condition will supersede. This is what it is talking about. Conditions will be executed from top down order. So this one first, then this one, then this one, then this one. Okay. Okay, so forms is done. Almost the same thing with the surveys, but the only difference in the survey is one question at a time. But in the surveys, we have another interesting thing. When we talk about the conditioning in here, let's put up like first name and I create another slide and I request for phone number in the second slide. And the third slide, I tell it email. Now I'm gonna tell this one as not required. And the email is required. And okay, let me see where we put up the. So let's just use this one. And in the options, we can tell it, okay, where do we put up the conditions? This is slide 1. Okay, yeah. I believe it's this one that I want to send. You can, in the surveys, you can create the contacts on the parcel submission. In the forms, you cannot. Say if they filled out the first name, it will still create their contact if we turn this on, even though they haven't actually submitted the form, submitted this survey. In the form, the contact will only be created if they have filled out the form properly. All the required fields are done or not. Okay. And on the submit, we can tell it this message should be displayed. Should we display disqualify message or disqualify after submit? We can tell it, okay, if they reply to the question, this one as differently, we can disqualify them immediately, or we want to disqualify them after they have completely submitted the survey. Pixel ID, pixel image, survey settings. Now in here, we can tell it ask one question at a time and sticky contacts. Disable auto navigation, so we can turn this on and it will not let the person go back to the previous question. Scroll to the top. Should it scroll to the top? So should it use the European compliant font and enable time zone or not? Or is there any footer note in the bottom? Okay. Now, what we want to do in here is, okay, where is that option? So, we're setting, I'm gonna, one question, no. And now if they reply phone number, okay, what I want to do is, okay, let's add another checkbox question in here. Okay, let's add another slide, a checkbox question. Option 1, 2, 3. Okay, got it. So, I want to move this slide. Oh, hey, what are you doing? Sorry. So here is 1, 2, and 4, and the 3 is now. Here you see I dragged this person on the top. And now in here, we can tell it the logic to this particular question. And okay, what should be? Option 1, nibble calculation, spread column. Yeah, okay, got it. Now I want. Okay, this is very bad example, but what I just did, if they put this up, when they click next, it will take them to slide 1. Now let's take the preview in here. That's how the survey will work. I put up a name, I put up a number. Yeah, I give the consent and I select option 1. See, it brought me back to slide number 1 on the basis of the question. Now, if I do this question is required, so I have to answer it. Now it brings me back. So it's kind of like loop. So you can use the slide function in here to tell it if they answer this question like this, take them to this slide and do not show them the other slide. If they answer that question the other way, show them the other slide, so on and so forth. So you can do all these stuff in here. Basically, forms and surveys are kind of similar, but not exactly. Same thing in here, we can use the properties, the themes. Obviously, there are some different themes that we can use to make it look better. You can even customize that theme by going in the styling and changing out whatever you want to change. Like this one, it's a box style. I want it line style. So there you go. What should be my footer, what should be my background. There you go. You can upload your own images. So I selected this one, but I don't like this purple color. So I can select like, oh, let's select the orange one or whatever that color is, red one. So if I select that, so though I was using the theme now, it will look like this. Very bad. I'm sorry. I'm very bad with the design stuff. I know this is particularly not looking good, but still. Here you see, this is the theme, but the purple color is changed to the red. Yep, use this. And let's put in the number. And okay, let's select all 3 options. We are still on this one. Now the interesting part is it's a loop, so we need to break that loop from here. We need to tell it to break the loop to the next slide, and so on and so forth. So this data will also be collected in your contacts in here. Now here you see these are the new leads. This is the one that I filled in, partially filled in. So these 2 are the ones that are created through the survey. And if we go in this particular contact, you'll see that this was created by filling in some sort of form. So there you go. Contact source is partial creation tog was enabled. So survey that we created, this contact was created because of that. So in your contacts, you'll see how the contacts are made through the surveys or the forms. Yes, I want to delete both these. Oh my goodness. Delete. Dismissed. And let's refresh the contacts. Okay, now let's go back to the sites. And on the sites, we see the forms and surveys. You can see, so the data that is filled in the form, you can check that in the submissions, and then you select the correct form in here. Right now, it has automatically selected the demo form, but you can select how many, all forms or like the form that we created for our example. So these are the two submissions that happened on 9:26 a.m. This is the email, this is the detail. When you click on it, it gives you all the things, what happened, how it got to you, what is happening. Okay. What is the detail of the person? Normally it's really handy. You can export this data, the form submission data as well. When you click on the export button, it exports the file in here, and that you can use, like if you are collecting the data that needs to be exported in for your reporting purpose or something, you can export the data. You can sort the data on the basis of the dates as well, and you can like export the data, and you can like see what is happening, what are the signatures and everything. So if we click on that, it will show me the signature that we did on the form submission. Same goes for the survey. If you go to the submissions, it will tell you how many surveys were submitted. We didn't submit the survey. What we did was partially submit, so it will not collect that data which is not fully submitted. Okay, that's a very important thing. Now let's click on the analyze. And in analyze, we can tell it to analyze the data of the form submission for your reporting purposes. The same goes for the surveys. When you click on the analyze, the form submission can be analyzed on the basis of the submission of your forms and surveys. Okay. Now, one more thing that I want to show you is, let's go back into the form that we created. Now, on the top is this back button that takes you back to the forms, but this integrate button gives you how the form should be displayed on your website. Should it sticky to the sidebar? Should it be minimizable? Should it not? Light side in, so it will, how should it come up on your site? Should it be a pop-up? Should it be inline within the site? And you can copy the embedded code or form link. To see the preview, you can copy the form link from here. You can put it on your website. You can copy the embedded code to be put up on your website. That may not be created within the system, because once you have created these forms in here, in the funnels and in the websites, these forms would be available. So if we go to this demo funnel and we edit it, and we put up another element that is going to be form. Okay, let me add that. So now this form that we created is available. It will be added in here. There you see our setting is all there. You can click on the edit form in here in the funnel builder as well, or website builder as well, and it will bring you in here to edit the form exactly where we were editing. So copying and pasting the code in your site, you can use it like this, or just the element as you prefer. Okay. There we go. So that's all about forms and surveys that we needed to discuss. Let's go back. Did we miss anything in here? Today, nobody showed up, so I don't know what we should be talking about in next session, but probably we would be talking about a little about funnels, how the funnel system work, how we can split test it, how we can design anything, what are the steps, what is meant by stats, sales, security, events, settings, a lot of things in here. So we'll talk about this in the next session. Thank you very much for this training session that we just had, and we'll see you next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.